Hello, I'm Jay Jackson. Welcome to a special edition of WineNewsNoir.com as we will feature stories from the Association of African-American Vintners 2024 Wine Symposium and Festival. Wine lovers and industry leaders came from across the country to take part in the event and to take home valuable lessons. Stephanie Owens has a new optimism as she loads up her popular South Central wine brand for another round of sales. An optimism that was ignited March 9th, 2024, some 400 miles away in Napa Valley, California.
Welcome to the 2024 AAAV Wine Symposium and Festival.
That's where she attended the Association of African-American Vintners, or AAAV, 2024 Wine Symposium, a two-day gathering of some of the most respected names in the black wine space, offering crucial information on how to succeed in the wine game.
What was so great about AAAV was you go in and you assume because of demographics that there are so few black wine owners and people in the wine world that you would assume that they're not going to help each other and they want to have their own place in that market. That is not the case. AAAV, their members, the community, the leaders, their whole goal and mission is to help grow not just the community, but the knowledge base, any kind of aid that you can have, they're there.
The who's who list of speakers included power players such as Donnie Burston of the wildly successful Lafette Wine Company, Wine Unify's executive director Alicia Towns Franken, even a master sommelier, Victor Morrow, one of only 5 black master somms in the world.
The most important thing that I would want to communicate is that if you have any inkling to be in the wine industry, there are means and resources in a community to do so, whether you think you see it or not, it does exist, and AAAV is a testament to that.
Oh my God, to be able to come to something like AAAV and see so many of us in the room and to just get the message out, what they do is unbelievable and so incredibly important.
I mean, this AAAV event is so important because, one, it puts us all in the room for, it's really hard for a lot of us to come together. It's just the perfect forum for us to come together, exchange ideas, talk about the future, and talk about how we can really make this industry better.
At 1010 Wine and Events in Inglewood, co-owners Lee and Leslie Jones are still buzzing over the symposium. They not only took valuable information back to their ever-crowded wine bar, they also took home an award for community impact.
It was really huge, honestly. It gets me a little bit emotional, to be honored by people that you look up to and that we've looked up to for a really long time. It's incredible for us. We are really intentional about the wines that we carry here at 1010. And so for people to notice that and reward us for that is really phenomenal. We're so grateful.
So the way that AAAV steps up, comes to the plate, provides you with the knowledge, provides you just the open-ended, if you need us, call us, and here's a group of people who are here to do the same. I've just truly never experienced it, and it was incredible.
For both Owens and the Joneses, they say attending the symposium was one of the best business decisions they've made this year. And for the hundreds of others who attended, the fellowship alone was worth it. Longtime AAAV president Phil Long, founder of the international wine brand Longevity Wines, says that fellowship turns into leadership for black wine professionals.
The future of the black wine space is black. Let me tell you that right now. We are growing. We have not had this many people in spread nationally distributed as we do now, and it's just growing. So the future is black.
The event was held at the Culinary Institute of America at Copia in Napa Valley. Full disclosure, this journalist is a member of AAAV and took part in the events. You couldn't turn around without bumping into a black wine power player. I chatted with one Napa Valley mover and shaker who loved what he saw and what he sipped.
I was going to go around and just do the rights first, but...
He's known as the Godfather of Napa Valley. Ryan Williams, a 20-plus year veteran wine buyer, sommelier, and insider who commands respect wherever he goes. On this day, he's on a mission to find the next big thing at the Association of African-American Vintners 2024 Wine Symposium and Festival.
What impresses me even more is that a lot of them are doing quality. So they're finding vineyards that are very highly held, and they are producing wines that can match every other major producer who's out there on the market.
Recently featured in Forbes magazine, Williams has established himself as a formidable wine leader in the Napa Valley area. Serving as the Western District Manager for Hall, Walt, and Baca Wines, Williams says one of his goals is to pass on what he knows to the black winemakers here, all fighting to get a foot in the door.
I have been to many of the different restaurants, many of the different wineries and wine bars, and I know people who are dishwashers and now they are actually the winemakers, or they are the owners, or they are the bar. And so I pay attention to details. And so when I come here, I'm checking for the wines to make sure that they are on that level, that they're doing the best that they can do, and that they're presenting them in a way that people will definitely receive them. If I have access, you have access. If you're here, then I want to make sure that you're successful. A lot of times people don't, and they come in there for themselves. These events are important because of the fact that everybody gets a shine, everybody gets a stage, everybody gets a chance to present who they are. And it's received. And then you're able to step to the next level or the next platform and be exactly who you were called to be. So you get the same recognition that a Mondavi, that a Hall, so coming into these environments and then being able to enter into Napa, this community, and then people come and taste and they'll put you on the list, and next thing you know, this must be the VIP section.
Williams sees himself as a guardian of sorts of the future of black wine. In an industry that is as unforgiving as it is rewarding, he says it's his duty to guide and support up-and-coming winemakers, much like any good godfather would do.
I'm not the godfather where you kiss the ring or I'm going to have you kill somebody. I'm the godfather that when you die, I take care of your kids. So I'm the mentor. I'm the one brings you in, nurtures, introduces. So that's what the Godfather piece is.
The event was sponsored by a number of industry heavyweights, including Wine Enthusiast Magazine, Gallo, and Bronco Wines. Texas supermarket giant H-E-B Stores and wine behemoth Total Wine & More were on the list as well. I talked with reps from both companies about the importance of the symposium.
Well, the importance of being here at AAAV for this symposium is one of education, access, and really fellowship. As I sit here today, I listen to all the vendors talk to each other about how to do business, and they overcome some of the challenges each of them had in access to new business, access to existing business, how to grow their business. And they also talk about the education, how they teach the suppliers amongst themselves. That's critically important. They also talk about how they've grown their business and access to capital. That's critically important. So for me, in my role where I'm looking for new and differentiated suppliers, this is a perfect place to provide access to information, access to capital, and just access to the business context to help them grow their business.
So Total Wine & More is involved because the goal, right, is to become, more of a change agent when it comes to representation in the space. Of course, we want to highlight those with great stories. We want to highlight those that have that history and those that are making change within our industry. One of the things we have to be a part of as a retailer is being on the leading edge of change, and we can see here that there are people doing just that, people that are driving change, people that are becoming major influences and also representing spaces that historically have been marginalized, right? So that's why Total Wine is involved here.
A new wine council report, Cava comes calling, and a major loss in Napa Valley. Here are the top stories for this month's Wine in a Minute. A new Wine Market Council study suggests wine drinkers want healthier wines and they're willing to pay for it. At a symposium in Napa Valley last month, the council presented data to wine leaders showing overall alcohol sales are declining, but younger wine buyers are purchasing $20 wines more than $10 wines if they are organic, lower in alcohol and calories. In Spain, Cava makers are celebrating a record year. According to the DL Cava Regulatory Council, Cava makers sold 252 million bottles of the sparkling wine domestically, 2.7 million bottles more than last year. But there was a slight decline in foreign markets, including the United States. A giant of the wine industry is being remembered. John G. Francia died peacefully March 25th in his Modesto home. He was a co-founder of the Bronco Wine Company. Francia started the company with his cousins in 1973, growing it into one of the largest brands in Napa Valley. Francia was 84 years old. And finally, for our profiles in wine, you've no doubt seen George Walker III out and about on the scene, pouring, teaching, or sipping wine with his infectious smile and signature wide-brim hat. After all, he's the national brand manager for Wade Cellars. Well, here are his thoughts on the AAAV Symposium and the future of black wine.
The symposium is so important to be able to see so many different vintners of color, particularly black vintners, especially here in Napa. Being able to be here at the CIA Copia is so important to be able to gather. This organization is now 22 years old, so this is so incredible to be able to be here and be a part of this organization and be able to celebrate the legacy that so many have created for us. Just inclusiveness and access, right? Being able to share the knowledge that we of course have, but also to be able to learn from the other vintners that are here and to understand a little bit more about their struggles and also their successes, to be able to bounce ideas. Being all African American and black in particular, we go through very similar struggles, so to be able to learn from other successes or other challenges and vice versa, and to be able to share as well is definitely the goal. The biggest successes that we've had has definitely been just connection, right? Being able to get out there and be able to show wines to great people, and making those connections throughout the nation, honestly, and being able to get there and have those conversations and to be able to share the great juice and aspirations that we have to be able to make wine more inclusive. So that's honestly the secret. It's just getting out there.
And last thing here, what's the future of black wine?
It's great. It's beautiful. It's love, and it's growing. I believe that's the future, and I hope that we can continue to be able to share this beautiful world that we live in.
All right, great words there. And that's going to do it for this episode of WineNewsNoir.com. Please remember to visit our sponsors on our website. Once again, thank you for watching and subscribing. I'm Jay Jackson. Cheers.